Anybody else uncomfortable? I hope many of you found that gospel a little uncomfortable. I was so uncomfortable last night. I forgot my homily notes. I had to do this on the fly last night. I was so uncomfortable this morning. I forgot my AV equipment. Oh. Hopefully a little uncomfortable hearing Jesus speak in a way that we're not used to him speaking. It is not right to take the food of children and throw it to the dogs. We're not used to hearing Jesus speak that way. But then perhaps discomfort is the point. I hope we're uncomfortable. We listen to the social media, we listen to the news these days, and we can suspect that people hearing Jesus speak that way are very comfortable with this, supposing that Christ only has mercy on a few people, huh? But for me, I'm uncomfortable. And I said, maybe that's the point. Because we grow in discomfort. Discomfort can often accompany opportunities for growth, opportunities for healing. We recognize, sisters and brothers, that uncomfortable is not a bad thing. Case in point. Friday, many of you know, Friday we took our altar servers who had served 10 or more times in the last July to June. Took on a field trip. We went up to St. Joe. We took a tour of the Co-Cathedral up there. We went down to the lower level to have some lunch. Oh, and a lot of the youth were scandalized. They go to the restroom on the lower level and came back and told me there's no roof. Which was curious because we were on the lower level. I know the main body of the church is directly above us. We had to go investigate and find that the ceiling panels were missing. So we had this uncomfortable conversation to distinguish between what's a roof and what's a ceiling. Oh, Lord, I am not worthy that you should enter under my ceiling. Oh, it's uncomfortable. But discomfort is not necessarily, yes, a bad thing. We go afterwards to a nice venue where they had paddle boats and bumper boats, and they had mini golf, and they had virtual roller coaster, and they had rock climbing. And none of the kids got all the way to the top. And one of our servers said, I know what we'll do. I'll run as fast as I can at the wall. I'll just run up the wall. And he proceeded to run into the wall to point out a big difference between running up a wall and running into a wall. It was uncomfortable, but that discomfort was an opportunity to learn something. Huh? We hear the Canaanite woman. Some scholars and some translations call her the Syrophoenician woman. The Canaanite woman embraced this discomfort. Please, Lord, for even the dogs eat the scraps that fall from the table of their masters. She didn't run from the discomfort. She didn't give up on seeking Christ's mercy. She embraced the discomfort. And embracing the discomfort, embraced Christ's mercy. Embraced Christ's healing. Oh, woman, great is your faith. Often, sisters and brothers, in our spiritual life, in our moral life, in our lives of faith, we find discomfort. And we find an opportunity to embrace the discomfort that comes along with mercy, to embrace the discomfort that comes along with Christ's healing. How often, sisters and brothers, do we go to confession, we go to reconciliation, and we dance around the issue? We use euphemisms to describe our sins. We get a little vague in confessing our sins to Christ through the ministerial priest. How often do we dance around the issue instead of embracing the discomfort and letting Christ heal us? Just this morning, sisters and brothers, a woman who was praying in Carrollton, who has been praying with that community for decades, finally took the big, deep jump in the water and entered the Catholic Church and received confirmation and received First Holy Communion. Those 2 or 3 of you who read the bulletin know who I'm talking about. Huh. Guess what? Frequently, that process was uncomfortable. And yet she embraced that discomfort and found her way home to Holy Mother Church. We have an opportunity today, sisters and brothers. We have a challenge this week to embrace the discomfort that is intrinsic to Christ's mercy. For God delivered all to disobedience, that he might have mercy upon all. So we were confident, in spite of the discomfort, maybe because of the discomfort, that God has pity on us and blesses us, and his face shines brightly upon us, so that we may love the name of the Lord and become his servants. So that, sisters and brothers, embracing the discomfort as we approach Christ's mercy, we may better love him above all things and in all things, so that we may attain his promises. So that individually and together as a church, we may be called a house of prayer for all peoples. Praise be Jesus Christ. Amen.